Hey guys, it is a brand new week, which means it's time for our weekly show, which takes a look at all the brand new releases and awesome deals coming to Xbox One. To kick things off, let's take a look at all the new releases.
First up is a game that both Benny and I are very excited to get our hands on, and that's Star Wars Battlefront 2. Star Wars Battlefront was the perfect online FPS for anyone that didn't quite possess the crazy reflex skills needed for the world of Call of Duty. It was really accessible, fun for die-hard and casual fans, and let your fantasies of being Luke Skywalker finally come true. No more using an empty roll of cardboard whilst making zoom, zoom noises. Star Wars Battlefront 2 looks set to bring all that fun back, but with so much more added content. For starters, there'll be a single player mode where you'll play the part of Iden Versio, leader of an Imperial Special Forces group known as Inferno Squad. This will all be leading up to The Force Awakens, with plenty of chances to control your favourites like Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren. There are 5 multiplayer game modes, all taking place in iconic locations. One of the coolest new modes has to be the Starfighter Assault, which sees you taking to the skies and stars for intense ship battles. Put down your plastic gun, stop making pew 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 noises, and get ready for some Star Wars Battlefront 2. From loud and bright explosions to a more subtle affair, the enhanced version of LA Noire is smoothly finding its way over to our Xbox Ones this week. Rockstar's moody detective drama set in 1940s LA sees you taking on the role of Phelps, a policeman who works his way up to the ranks of detective. With each case set, you'll have to use your cunning to work out who the culprit is, from traffic and vice to gruesome homicide. LA Noire is all about finding clues and reading people's expressions and moods as you interrogate suspects, try to work out if they're lying or not, and choose whether you want to be the good cop or the bad cop. Reading a situation wrong will result in failure, so it's all about putting those Year 11 psychology lessons to good use. 1940s LA is a gorgeous setting with a stunning old school soundtrack to really set the mood. The enhanced version features finer texture details, upgraded weather effects, and new camera angles. Taking down enemy scum never looks so good. You really can't go wrong with a LEGO game, can you? They're just always so well made and really do appeal to all ages. Younger audiences find the games easy to get to grips with and lots of fun, where older players will love the tongue-in-cheek humour and all the endless collecting. No, you have an addiction to stud collecting and need help. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 will see you taking control of all your favourite blocky superheroes in the open world of Chronopolis, which is a blend of 18 different Marvel locations. All your favourite characters are there for you to control, from Star-Lord to Black Panther to Spider-Man and the most adorable infant shrub, Baby Groot. If you're a fan of Marvel or just a fan of smashing every little thing you see in sight into tiny bite-sized pieces, then prepare to get very addicted to LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Everyone's been addicted to The Sims at one point in their life, right? I remember weekends spent with minimal exposure to sunlight with only the goth family to keep me company. The Sims have come a long way since those early days, and this week sees The Sims 4 coming to our Xbox Ones. The Sims has always been the perfect opportunity to live out your fantasy life in a video game. I mean, imagine living a life where you're achieving lots and being crazy successful. Psh, unimaginable, right? You can go down any career route you want, get married 5 times over, run off with the maid, and then drown in a swimming pool, all before dinner time. What a rush. There's something bizarrely compelling about this real-life sim game that keeps you coming back over and over again. And with it coming to console, the game base itself has a lot of features that were missing when it first came to PC, such as ghosts, pools, toddlers, and dishwashers. I mean, imagine having to wash all your dishes by hand. Unthinkable. Building your ultimate house is all part of the fun and really awakens the budding architect within that you never knew was there. If you want to build your dream apartment, fill it with all the things you can't afford in real life, succeed in an incredible career and get married 14 times, then Sims 4 is the game for you. And lastly, shout out to Warframe Plains of Eidolon. Warframe is a free-to-play co-op third-person shooter where players control members of the Tenno, a race of ancient warriors who have awoken from centuries of cryosleep to find themselves at war with different factions. The Plans of Eidolon expansion adds Landscape, an open-world area where up to 50 players can gather together and mine, take on quests, and of course fight every enemy in sight. A day-night cycle means different enemies depending on the time of day, with nighttime bringing fresh new horrors. If you want to team up with some mates to explore this huge, fantastical world, then be sure to take a look.
Maybe those new releases weren't your thing, but that's okay because I have some awesome deals for you too. If you have an Xbox Live Gold subscription, you can take advantage of all these amazing bargains, so let's take a look at deals with gold.
This week's Deals with Gold is so special that only a mammal-wearing trainers can kick it off. That's right, the hedgehog with ants in his pants, figuratively, stars in this 2011 platformer mixing retro 2D side-scrolling and modern 3D running fasting. Actually, make that 2 hedgehogs. When mysterious entity the Time Eater heads back into the past and interrupts Sonic's original run through Green Hill Zone at the very beginning of the first ever game way back when, he throws time itself into disorder. As someone who likes to experience time in the correct order, this is fairly upsetting to me. So old Sonic forms an alliance with the new Sonic, the tubby 90s incarnation teaming up with the svelte noughties version Sonic after having dropped the 5-a-day chili dog habit. Classic levels like Chemical Plant and Sky Sanctuary are reborn, and fan favourites like Knuckles, Rouge, Cream and Blaze return. So if you want a big Sonic lovin', give Generations a go. Expect plenty of fourth wall breaking in this laugh-a-minute actioner starring Marvel's Merc with a Mouth. I love a bit of fourth wall breaking myself. I'm doing it right now! Hi everyone! Anyway, there are plenty of cool touches that make the game more than a simple third-person shooter. There's a top-down dungeon crawling section, a peeing section at a urinal, and voice work from none other than Nolan North throughout. Back before Ryan Reynolds squeezed himself into the red spandex, North provided the voice, but sadly not the body of Deadpool. If nothing else, it's the only game that lets you repeatedly pimp slap Wolverine. It turns out you have the makings for a pretty fun time when your hero is an unkillable superhero who's completely insane and always up for a laugh. 99 years ago, this month marks the end of World War I. Few other games are able to give you an idea of what it was like than Verdun. Battle of Verdun was the largest and longest battle of the First World War on the Western Front between German and French forces. The game captures its merciless trench warfare, realistic World War I weaponry, authentic uniforms and horrendous gore, all across maps based on the real battlefields of France and Belgium. There are moments when poisonous mustard gas spreads across no man's land and you have to quickly don claustrophobic gas masks, moments when you have to hunker down to brave artillery barrages, and moments where you whip out bayonets and charge the enemy. Verdun is a testing and involved simulation shooter requiring a keen nerve and patience, and is a must for anyone with an interest in the First World War. Whether it's slimy mud, packed snow, loose gravel or grippy asphalt, lovingly authentic off-road racing across a variety of surfaces is what FIA World Rally Championship is all about. Realistic handling and feedback is different for every car and terrain type in this game. Winning a season in this game requires a lot of skill and more than a bit of luck. You'll have to deal with fog and low light conditions as well as punctures and engine breakdowns. Oh, and low energy levels if you haven't been sleeping that night in the real world, and a runny nose if you have the sniffles. If your car isn't completely caked in dirt by the end of a race, you're not doing it right. Then again, if you crash, you're also not doing it right. The sweet spot lies somewhere in the middle, between winning and crashing. How Loeb can you go? The answer is Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo. It's full to the brim with rally goodness. And if you didn't know, rally goodness is what they put in cars to make them go fast. So you just know this game is good. Plus, it's made with the feedback of 9 times world championship Sebastian Loeb. This is the ultimate Loeb blow. On the rally spectrum, it's more realistic and punishing than Dirt Rally. Imagine that game but with all the assists off. It makes getting a good run harder but more rewarding on all those official tracks. Courses use GPS data, photography and footage to stay on the good side of frighteningly accurate. It includes Pikes Peak, Sweet Lamb and El Chocolate. And if you're not a rally fan, I swear I'm not making those courses up. It doesn't take a great detective to see that the next deal is a bargain. Sherlock Holmes' 11th game has more of an action streak than his previous sleuthing, with the occasional shootout or fistfight breaking up his traditional detective work. Don't get me wrong, it's not like he's cleaning out the criminal scum of London like he's Arnie in Commando, but it's slightly more engaging than dusting for fingerprints and sniffing weird stains on carpets. One of the best things about the new Sherlock games is the way you can connect the evidence to accuse multiple suspects. It's actually possible to make a strong case against an innocent man and send him to the gallows. Of course, killing innocent men is hardly very Holmes-like, and Watson will probably think less of you for it. Either way, there's plenty to recommend this selection of adventures, which is great value with a third off.
So there we have it, loads of new games, loads of new deals coming to Xbox One this week. Do let me know in the comments box if I've missed anything and what you're most looking forward to playing. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!